Hey guys and girls, Comic Order 410 here. I found some pretty nice deals this month, but before I get into anything else, I want to send a big thank you out to Semper Fi Comic Guy Vince. I was fortunate enough to win this copy of Amazing Spider-Man 36 in a recent giveaway that he did, and it's a beautiful Steve Ditko cover, and I did not own a copy of this book, so thank you so much, Vince. I'm very stoked to have gotten this, and if any of you, by some chance, aren't subbed to Semper Fi Comic Guy, there's going to be a link below. Do yourself a favor, go check him out and give him a sub, because we all owe him not only our support, but a big thank you and a debt of gratitude, because he did a great service for our country. And on top of that, he's just a class act. It seems like every time I'm looking at my subscription videos, Vince is either doing a giveaway or has sent someone a random act of kindness. So he's truly a kind soul, and he deserves all of our respect and our support. So please go check him out. This book, it says it's a fine, and I pretty much agree with that grade, but the good thing is when I looked it over, most of the flaws can be pressed out. And I have a local dealer around here who's really great, and he will press any Silver Age or even Golden Age book for just $10 and he dry cleans it. So this will be going to him, and thank you once again, Vince. Do yourself a favor, click on that link below and check out Vince's channel. At my Polish shop, they weren't having a sale, but when I come up with a stack of books, they often will give me a sale price anyway. So got a pretty nice deal on a few books. Got Amazing Spider-Man 113. This is the first appearance of Hammerhead. It's a pretty nice copy. Has some spine ticks, but still not bad at all, especially for the price. Then I was lucky enough to get my hands on an upgrade of my Conan #1. Got an amazing deal on this book. I think this book is so undervalued. I was talking with my friend Comics Quest about this the other day. Especially with all the madness in this market, this book is undervalued. It's Conan's first appearance in comics. You can probably find, a near mint minus slabbed copy for $500 or a little more. And it has gorgeous Barry Windsor Smith art. I feel like on the first several issues, you could really see Kirby's influence on his work, and it looks great. But by like issue 8 or 10, he started to develop his own style, which I think is just immaculate and underrated in its own right. I feel like in many ways he's the precursor to John Byrne and Todd McFarlane. But just a beautiful cover, and you can definitely see Kirby's influence on it. This is probably like a VF copy, maybe even a little better. So happy to get that. Found this copy of Conan 2. This isn't an upgrade because my copy of Conan 2 is near mint, but the price on this, I could not pass it up. Again, very, very Kirby-ish cover here by Barry Windsor Smith. I got first Hammerhead, these two books, and an EC comic I'll be showing you guys later for less than $200. So I was very happy with that. Picked up 2 copies of Eric Powell's Satan's Sodomy Baby Part 2. Very, very irreverent book. I loved it. It was hard to follow up the first one, and it took him some time, but I think he did a great job. If you're not easily offended or you like that type of humor, check out both Satan's Sodomy Baby 1 and 2. Great stuff. Bought another copy to keep in the poly bag. Again, many of you know I'm a big Conan fan. Dark Horse started a new series, Conan the Slayer, and this Lee Bermejo cover to issue #1 is just mind-blowing. My shop did not get the Mark Schultz variant that I desperately wanted, but I just ordered it off eBay. Should hopefully be here within a week. So, happy that worked out okay. Grabbed all the covers to Flintstones #1. I'm not going to show them all to you, but I was not surprised when I saw that Walt Simonson's cover had a big badass dinosaur on it. He loves dinosaurs, and he always does a great job. This book was better than I thought it was going to be. I really enjoyed Future Quest. This one and Scooby-Doo are okay so far. It might take a few more issues for me to make up my mind if I want to keep pulling them or not, but Wacky Racers, to me, was the worst of the 4 Hanna-Barbera relaunches, although the vehicle design's pretty awesome on it. I already had Turtles 59. My shop was nice enough to track me down the Kevin Eastman variant and still gave it to me for cover price. This is the quote-unquote death of Splinter. They kind of got us before when they quote-unquote killed Donatello, but we all know no one stays dead in comics, but I'm glad to have this nonetheless, and they gave me a good deal on it when they didn't have to. Also held this for me for cover price, couldn't believe that. This is the Civil War II number 3 Joe Quesada wraparound variant. I believe it was supposed to be an exclusive for the midnight release, and they were nice enough to hold that for me. Kept that in its poly bag. I'm a big fan of Xenozoic Tales and Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, and I'm getting ready for Mark Schultz, doing my convention in September. So I found a near mint copy of Xenozoic Tales, even though I already have one. The price was right, so I bought a nice copy here. So that way, if I get one signature series, I'll still have one to read. Picked up near mint copies of Xenozoic 2. Just love his covers. You can totally see the EC influence on him from Wally Wood and Al Williamson. Just great stuff. Xenozoic Tales number 3. Mark Schultz is one of the most underrated artists out there, in my opinion. Beautiful stuff. Xenozoic Tales number 4. Great stuff. Number 5. This is one of my favorite covers of the entire Xenozoic Tales run. Beautifully done. And Xenozoic Tales number 6. So, working on finishing that run. I have Cadillacs and Dinosaurs done. Found these really cheap. These were $2 a piece. I'm a big fan of Juan Jose Rip's work. I discovered him actually working on Avatar's horror books like, Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw and Nightmare on Elm Street. So when I saw this was written by Warren Ellis and they had 1 through 6 or 7, I bought them all for $2 a piece. This is a gory wraparound cover by Juan Jose Rip. This is Black Summer number 2. Have not read this. I don't know what it's about, but I'm going to give it a go. Another beautiful cover. This is a wraparound. This is issue 2, I'm sorry. That was issue 1 I just showed. Must have been 0, the first issue there that I showed with the gory wraparound. But anyhow, this is issue 3. Black Summer issue 4. Issue 5, and this is a wraparound. Issue number 6. And issue number 7, another wraparound cover. So, decided to give those a go on the sale price. I'm not going to make you sit through all of them, but my shop had a set of the full run of Star Slayer, and I believe it was $25, which makes them well under $1 a piece, so I bought them. Star Slayer number 1 here has the first cameo of the Rocketeer, and issue 2 is the first appearance of Dave Stevens' Rocketeer. I feel these books are extremely underrated and undervalued, as is all Rocketeer stuff. So anytime I see Rocketeer stuff out in the wild, I'll pretty much pick it up because it's usually always cheap. So very happy to finally have that. Got another Star Slayer number 10. This is the first appearance of Grimjack. And then there's the final issue, Star Slayer 34. So I got 1 through 34 for $25. Can't really argue with that, especially since I still needed number 2. Some dollar bin scrounging. I found a beautiful Wonder Woman Brian Bolin cover here to Wonder Woman 87. One of my favorite George Perez Wonder Woman covers here to Wonder Woman 120. That was $1. Got Wonder Woman 175, ties into the Joker's Last Laugh storyline, and also has this stunning Jim Lee cover. So not going to leave that there for $1. Found this image book called Crimson Plague that George Perez did, not only the cover but the interior. So had to pick that up. I'm going to give that a read. I didn't even know about it. Was really surprised to have found this in the dollar bin. This is Battle Pope number 1. It's by Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore, the creators of The Walking Dead. So very happy with that dollar bin find. And found a couple Disney books for $1 too. Gold Key, Arista Kittens. and Gold Keys Walt Disney Showcase Lieutenant Robinson Crusoe. So, very happy with my dollar bin finds. Weren't as many this month, but I was very happy with the ones I got. And found some good pre-code horror and detective crime and stuff. But these were in really rough shape. Most of them are in the 1.5 to 3.0 range, but the guy gave them all to me for $9 a piece. So, was very happy with that, and for that price, even though they were rough, I am not going to pass up on stuff like that. This is EC's Crime Suspense Stories, number 19. Classic drowning cover here by Al Feldstein, and this was used in Seduction of the Innocent and the Senate hearing, so I'm happy to get my hands on that. This one's really rough. The cover's detached. This is Haunt of Fear 18. Got a beautiful old witch cover by Graham Ingalls, but, you know, wish it was in better shape, but so be it. He actually said he found these at a yard sale. He didn't tell me what he found them for, but, you know, charging me $9 a piece, he made money off it, so that tells you something. This is one of my favorite Tales from the Crypt covers. I actually have a nicer copy of this, but I wasn't going to leave this there for $9. And it was one of the better copies out of all these books. This is Tales from the Crypt 40 with this stunning Jack Davis cover. Again, this was another issue that was used in the Senate hearings that ended up creating the Comics Code Authority. Got The Thing number 6 by Charlton Comics. This one isn't too bad, actually. It's better than most of the rest of them. Happy to get that. Really, really like this cover. I'm not sure who did this this cover. It said it was a classic drowning cover, but I couldn't find out who did it. If anyone knows, please let me know. This is Worlds of Fear number 9, published by Fawcett Publications, who also published Captain Marvel at the time. Pretty rough copy of Menace number 2. This is by Atlas, pre-code horror from Atlas. Great, great cover here by the legendary Bill Everett. I believe Joe Sinnott also worked on these. So, even though it's rough, very happy to have it. And yet we have yet another copy of Atlas Menace, and this is issue 10. Again, I'm not sure who did this cover, but I do know Joe Sinnott and Sheldon Moldoff worked on this issue. Very rough copy here of Skeleton Hand. And I believe this is, what's it say, number 6 on there. This is by American Comics Group, and I believe this is the final issue, and the cover is by Sheldon Moldoff. What's left of that cover. Very rough copy there. This is Crime Detective Comics, and this is published by Hillman Comics. This is, some say it's issue 32. They did 3 volumes, and this is number 8 of volume 3. Or issue 32, but it's the final issue they did. It's a very, very cool cover here. It's by Harry Lazarus. This is Adventures into the Unknown, number 51. And this is also by American Comics Group. And this cover is an early attempt at a 3D effect. And still pretty cool, though. Really like that cover. Got The Beyond, number 24. This is published by Ace. And don't really know who did this cover. So, again, if anyone knows, please let me know. Grabbed Strange Mysteries, number 20. This is by Superior Comics. And this issue, I think this is the next to the last issue, I believe. But this reprints number 1 with a different cover, and they put Satan on the cover. So, a little bit of controversy for them, excuse me. And he just threw this in for free. This is an issue of Riot Squad that was coverless, so he just gave it to me. So, appreciate that. And this was not part of that lot I just showed. This is the EC comic that, along with First Hammerhead and Conan 1 and 2, I got for under $200. This is EC's Frontline Combat number 13. It's in, you know, it's still not fantastic, but it's in much better condition than the ones I just showed. And it has this stunning cover by one of my favorites, the great Wally Wood. So very happy to have all these, and I think I got pretty good deals on them, which I'm always on the hunt for EC comics. So had a good past couple weeks. Hope everyone else did too. Thanks everybody for taking the time to stop by and check out my stuff. I always appreciate it. Please go check out Semper Fi Comic Guy and give him a sub if you're not already subbed to him. Everyone take care of yourselves and enjoy your comics.